We've been saving up on the free-to-play, but it's finally time to pull a bunch of shards. Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and we are here on the Free-to-Paws account because we are here to pull shards for the Fabian fusion. Now, the event was a little unfavorable for what I was really hoping for. So we go here, take a look at the Summon Rush, and we look here. We're going to need 3,500 points for Hide Stitcher Born, which is a little high. That is 7 Sacreds. That's not the highest I've seen, but that's pretty darn high. This is the highest I've seen with the Epic at 6,000 points. That is 12 Sacreds and more than that, actually. That's just a little over 12 Sacreds, which is pretty gross. But, at the same time, it is a Void. Fabian is absolutely amazing. The rest of the fusion hasn't been too bad so far. I've managed it so far in the free-to-play. So with that, I certainly need to plan on what I'm going to be pulling. So I happen to have 3 Sacred Shards and a Primal Shard, and so those are easy pulls, and that's 1,700 points. I have 22 Void Shards, so just on my quick little calculator here, that is 2,640 more points. So that is a total of 4,340. That's correct. And that is not going to be enough to get this. That is going to be very close to getting this rank 5 chicken. I can certainly pull a little more ancient shards. A 10 pull of ancient shards will mostly get this chicken. This chicken will be very good for some champion training, so I will probably just aim to get the barrel and the chicken, and I will see if I get another couple of voids or possibly another sacred or 2 to push towards Lightward's Sundria. Now if we go take a look at what I've got ready to go, I've got 51 ancients here that I would kind of like to save for the 2x ancients, but at the same time, if I have to pull them to get the epic, I think getting the epic is going to be much easier on this account, allowing me to skip multiple different events. That's 1,000 points. It's a nice easy calculation because they are 20 points each. So that gets me close, but not quite, and then I would need to make it up with mystery shards. I don't quite have enough mystery shards to get there, although I certainly am sure I will earn plenty of them as we go, and I may earn some other shards as we go along the way as well, both through daily login rewards, and I'm still running Clan Boss daily, so we'll certainly see where that comes in. So we've got the 3 Sacred Shards, the 1 Primal, and the 22 Voids, and I think what we are going to do is we are going to grab the Pepsi. I have the Pepsi right here, in fact, and they are not a sponsor, but Pepsi has been blessing us with some wonderful champions, and they could be a sponsor. Just think of the opportunity, Pepsi. So we have plenty of room. I need definitely some rares as well, and it's not a 2x, so I'm not necessarily expecting much other than I'm hoping I should get at least 1 epic, hopefully 2 Void Epics, and the Void Epics tend to be pretty good. I would love a Godseeker. I would love a Sulfurion. Now, of these champions here, Sulfurion is the best for this account. Of these 3, all 3 of these are absolutely amazing. So depending on where your account is, Senna is the best for Chimera. Mariska is absolutely amazing in a lot of content and a top tier arena champion. Sulfurion can be good in arena, is definitely a very good Hydra champion, and is a great HP burner, which is one of the things I'm really missing on this account, to be able to do Spider at some reasonable level. And then of course you've got Godseeker, who is absolutely amazing, and Cardinal, who's not too bad. If you have a couple of Godseekers, then maybe you would try for Cardinal. If you don't have a Cardinal, if you're pulling on this event, honestly, for most people, I would recommend saving your voids. So with that said, let's crack open this Pepsi and start cracking open some voids. As far as what I'm looking for on the other ones, we are looking for Elva because of this picture right here. I think Elva is the best for this account. She brings a cleanse, which is something I don't have. She brings block debuffs, which is something that I don't really have particularly well either. She brings a good speed aura. She brings passive healing, and overall she's a great champion. She's really good into Chimera, but I think she would probably replace Tagore in a lot of my teams just because she is Tagore, but better as far as healing is concerned. Yes, you don't get the shield anymore at that point, but you get a lot of other stuff, which is great. Duchess, still very good. Glyciad, very very good, but the Glycade's probably best for endgame Hydra teams. Duchess, very good all around, but I think Elva is better for what I need on this account. Pythian would actually be really good as well. He brings a lot of healing, he brings the cleanse, but honestly, Elva and Pythian are very similar, but in almost every circumstance, I'd take Elva over Pythian, so that's a very, very easy call here. And then Prisma here, well, we've got a Revived Dead Ally, not too bad. Ally Attack, it's not necessarily too bad either. And then a 2x chance for stun, and then a passive that can certainly swap things around. Decent champion. I would probably, in fact, I'm probably going to pull for them on my other accounts, but I think Elva is just going to do the most work for this account. So I've got Elva for these two as well. So with that said, let's start off with the Void Shards, because those could be really spicy if I can get a legendary or a couple of good epics. And honestly, some of the rares will be very good as well. So let's get pulling. That is a Bulwark. He is a spicy dwarf. Probably not going to be super amazing on this account anymore, but he's got a Weaken, which is great for Clan Boss. He's got a Burn, which again can be great for Clan Boss. And then he's got a 30% chance of extending the duration of all debuffs the attacker by 1 turn, which can be great for the Clan Boss as well. So he's a very good early Clan Boss champion. I don't see a huge need for him. Maybe I could swap out the monkey for him, but that means bringing him up to 6 stars and then investing other stuff into him and gear and whatever else. It's not a horrible option, because he could certainly add some value to Clan Boss, but I'm not really seeing the need to invest in a rare, at least of this caliber, for a possible Clan Boss improvement that I don't know if is actually going to be an improvement. Alrighty, and we've got a Skirmisher. Not particularly exciting. So, all right, we are going to do 10 pulls here, because we are certainly going to respect your time, and, we'll make this a decent sized video, but we're not going to draw this out with the 20 Void Shards. Void Shards are great, but they're not primals. So, let's get something. Bunch of rares. There is third Cold Heart. I honestly would prefer a Painkeeper at this point. Wow, it is apparently a 2x on Ifrits. This is weird. Freet, not particularly exciting. Harusbux, not bad. I've already got one. Nothing particularly exciting here other than Bloodhorn is an Arbalister are 2 of the champions you can use to fuse Broadmoss, so maybe I'll squirrel a couple of those away. Not too bad there. Again, I don't need a third Cold Heart, as tempting as that might be. And Ifrit, not particularly exciting. All right, let's get some epics. Those are not the epics. There's a 4th Cold Heart. Really? Ooh, Reliquary Tender. That is a good improvement. Skytouch Shaman. That is going to be interesting. Another Renegade. Probably will. Ooh, and a Tree Shield Knot. Okay, this is a decent pull. Not great, but decent. Obviously, Cold Heart, absolutely amazing. Reliquary Tender gives me a cleanser. She has a 3-turn cleanse and continuous heal. It's not a great continuous heal. Actually, it's a better continuous heal once she's ascended. Very, very good. She also has a Revive an Ally. The Revive is not great, but it's on a 5-turn cooldown, which again, it's okay. But again, a rare with rather good utility. She could be a decent healer, and then she brings decreased attack. I'm not really going to worry about this too much. The big problem is she needs some books, but this is 1, 2, 3 books if I get lucky, and these books are kind of trash. So, hey, and she's got okay stats for a rare to start with. Very, very good champion. She's actually really, really good for Nether Spider, so I think she's going to help my account quite a bit during the next rotation where Nether Spider is going to show up again as well. So this is going to make Nether Spider significantly easier for you, because I did need a cleanser. Skytouch Shaman is kind of a weird champion as well. She does a passive cleanse as well. Actually, does a passive cleanse. An active cleanse, but she attacks all enemies and heals 15% of the damage inflicted by this champion if they have less than 50% HP, and boosts this champion's turn meter if their HP is higher than 50%. And then she removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a block debuffs and a revive on death buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now, the weird part about her is this passive, which doesn't unlock until you ascend her high enough. Damages this champions by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn, and heals all allies except this champion equal to half of this champion's current lost HP. So as they lose HP, they start to heal everybody else more, and then they get it back by attacking on this A1. And if you put them in something like regeneration gear or something else, they're in better shape. The problem is they also can fear themselves at some point in time, so you want to put something like immunity on them or stone skin or something else that prevents that fear from being placed for a couple of turns if you can, or some other way to do it. Otherwise, they don't get to actually take their turn. Now, the fears are not true fear, so they don't necessarily lose the abilities, but there's a chance that she could not do what she wanted to do at any particular given time. making her kind of an odd champion. But Revive on Death, great. Cleanse, great. Block debuffs, great. I'm certainly not going to use her in a clan boss team, but this is a very, very useful skill for a lot of areas of the game, especially if I can get this fear to not be on her at the start of the turn. So certainly excited about that. I think T-Rex, some people like T-Rex. He's got the increased accuracy here. He's got an attacks all enemies with a provoke. 50% bookable to 75 provoke for an A1. That's actually pretty decent. And then has a strengthen buff on all allies and counterattack on himself. That's actually not bad for a rare, so he might be worth holding on to. Renegade is a reset champion, so this is a two-turn cooldown reset. Very, very good. It hurts her, but honestly, a lot of the teams that use her and then let her die. She does have a triple hitter with decreased speed, can be useful against the Fire Knight. Generally a decent champion overall. I've already got one. I've got her sort of built. And then Tree Shield Knot, probably one of the best rare revivers in the game. 2 random allies with 25% HP, 25% turn meter, and a shield for 20% of their max HP. So it's about almost a 50% HP and a 25% turn meter. And it's on a 5-turn cooldown as well. And he's got a really good heal here on a 3-turn cooldown with an increased defense on all allies for 2 turns as well. Very, very good champion for Faction Wars. Decrease attack if you build him with accuracy. I probably won't. And then finally, he's got the Speed Aura and Faction Crypts, which can be very useful. So my Sylvan Watchers are actually pretty good. So Tree Shield Knot's going to be a key in that. Reliquary Tender is going to help a ton with the Elves. I can push the Elves quite a bit. Skytouch Shaman's probably going to help my Barbarians quite a bit. And who knows, maybe I might actually use T-Rex in my Faction War team in Lizards. But this is a pretty decent pull. Not amazing, but not too bad. All right, so let's go for the primals. We've got 1 primal shard and a dream. There is no elevated rates, so there's a good chance we're going to get a rare out of this. But, you know, in Pepsi we trust. Come on, Pepsi, get us something cool. You pause there for a second, but we got a Bombardier, so that's not particularly exciting. Finally, the money shards. So we got 3 shards here and a dream. Alva would be absolutely amazing. An HP burner is really what I would absolutely love. So if I don't get an Alva, I'd love an HP burner. Now, why am I choosing Rector Drath? Well, Rector Drath is one of the better champions for a dupe of those 3 that are there because her veils will help with Hydra. So if I can make a second Hydra team that's somewhat viable, I can actually build, and because I've got enough champions to do a good hard key in Hydra, I just don't have a second Hydra team. Rector would help me build a second Hydra team. So let's get pulling. That is an epic. That is a Captain Tamila. Not particularly interesting for this account. 4-turn ally protection. Not bad, not great. Heals this champion and puts increased defense on all allies for 2 turns. Not that great either. She's okay, but not what I'm looking for, and honestly not even going to break into my Faction War teams most likely. So I am out of silver, so I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back with silver for the last 2 sacred pulls. Hopefully that is a good sign. That interruption will reset our luck so we can actually get something cool. Again, I am fine with an epic burner. A Mordecai would be absolutely amazing. Let's get something cool. That is a duplicate Fang Cleric. Not particularly exciting. I mean, he's not a bad champion. I've got one of them kind of built for Faction Wars, and I probably do need to invest in him a little bit. He gives me speed in all battles, which is actually kind of nice. Got a revive. It's not a great revive, but he puts unkillable buff on the target and continuous heal, so it actually is not too bad. It books it a 4-turn cooldown. Woo, I can get that right at some point. I have not had my coffee yet, guys, so if you can tell. He's got a okay heal, but it's on a 2-turn cooldown, so this is not too bad either with booked. You do need to invest in him a little bit. You invest in him, you've got a heal, single target heal with a veil, not too bad, and a 4-turn revive. Not horrible. Does this, not particularly exciting. You know, he exists. He's not bad. Not helpful for this account. I was really hoping for a helpful epic. So let's see. One last champion and a dream. Let's get something helpful for the account. And that is a Delver. So apparently I'm going to continue to get bad Dark Elf epics. So Delver gives me heal reduction on a single target. Not particularly great. Cold Heart's A1 is better than this, which is sad. An A2 here places that's weakened. That's fine. Cannot be resisted if they have decreased defense already. Not great. Attacks all enemies, at least that's an AoE attack. Places a 50% increased attack buff this champion before attacking. That's good. And places a decreased defense on the target for 2 turns before attacking on a 50. Okay, not horrible for a Faction Wars champion. I don't think I need her in Faction Wars because I've got all the other Cold Hearts, and I probably have to build her better than one of my Cold Hearts. Decreased defense, however, very, very good. So I could actually see this being very useful, and she is a good affinity to be able to drop this on things like the Valkyries, and getting decreased defense on the Valkyries can be amazing. Not horrible. Not a great shard pull session for this account, which is very unfortunate. But we got a couple of, honestly, we got a couple of rares that'll be actually really, really good as far as the void rares are concerned. So I made some progress in Faction Wars. That's good. Whether or not I pull any more shards, well, we'll certainly take a look and see. Now, if we go here to the Summon Rush, we should be at 4,340 points, which means we got all the way up to here. So I can grab some of this stuff here, and I'll save this energy for when I need it over the next couple days, farming Ice Golem and some other stuff as well. So, well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. That was the shard pulls on the free-to-play, and they were, well, not great. I cannot complain too much about extra Cold Hearts. In fact, I will probably figure out a way to, I probably will end up throwing them in the Faction Guardians for now, because I can. Not the dwarves, we're looking for the Dark Elves. So yes, I have 4 Cold Hearts on this account. This account is apparently the Geomancer and Cold Heart special account. Very weird, but you know, I guess that's what I gotta live with. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, and hopefully your luck is going to be better. You get some absolutely amazing things that help your account, you know, and remember, epics can be very, very helpful even for those late game accounts that are looking for things for Centranos. So a good champion is a good champion. Make use of them wherever you can. So hopefully you have a wonderful day as well. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you're pulling from your shards, what kind of shards you're pulling, and if you got anything kind of cool, because we can certainly share in the joy or share in the misery if that's what happens. And until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.